My name's Ari Friedlaender from Duke University. I'm down in the Antarctic on the Nathaniel B. Palmer studying humpback whales. We are working on the western side of the Antarctic Peninsula around the Gerlache Strait and particularly in a place called Wilhelmina Bay. And this part of the world is experiencing extremely dramatic temperature increases, about 5 degrees centigrade over the last 50 years on average. What makes these bays interesting to us is the amount of whales and krill and the lack of sea ice that we see from year to year. So far on our trip, we've spent about a week looking around, and in about 3 days in Wilhelmina Bay, we've counted over 150 humpback whales. Between Wilhelmina Bay and Anvord Bay, we've counted approximately 10 minke whales. We've also counted upwards of 100 to 150 Antarctic fur seals, as well as over a dozen Weddell seals and probably 30 or 40 crab-eater seals. I spend most of my days out in the zodiacs, putting tags on whales and following them around. Every day is definitely a new adventure, and you never have any idea what you're going to see or what experiences you're going to have. And a good example of that was a couple of days ago when we were in the small boats and we had parked ourselves in a small field of brash ice, watching a mother and a juvenile that we had tagged with a critter cam, and we noticed a gentoo penguin. About 30 seconds after we had noticed a small leopard seal swimming around in this ice field, gentoo penguin made a couple of very quick laps right in front of our zodiac, and the next thing I saw was a gentoo penguin in the air, and then the next thing I felt was a gentoo penguin hit me in the stomach and bounce off the pontoon in front of me and back into the water. And before I could even register what had happened, it made another circle and leapt out of the water and passed by my shoulder, probably about maybe 6 inches away. And it didn't kind of launch like it was flying. It just sort of launched with its feet below it and landed over the pontoon on an ice floe about 3 feet away from us and just stood there like nothing had happened. And then I kind of thought back and thought about all the things that went through my head in about the half-second time when the penguin jumped out of the water and hit me in the stomach, and it was probably the most unique thing that's ever happened to me in a zodiac.
So what were you thinking? Good thoughts, bad thoughts, scared thoughts?
I honestly, I didn't have time to be scared. I was more trying to process okay, there's a penguin. I see it swimming fast. Okay, now it's in the air. Yeah, okay, it just hit me. It didn't hurt. It was a little strange. It almost landed in the boat with us, and the thought after that was, okay, if this thing lands in the boat, is something going to follow it into the boat? And fortunately, we didn't see anything else.
So were you afraid that the leopard seal was going to jump into the boat too?
I was a little afraid of that because about an hour before we had had a really fun encounter with a leopard seal that was very curious and just sort of came over and took a look at a couple of the cameras that we had in the water and also took a look at the zodiac. And they're sort of king of the mountain here, and they do what they want, and sometimes they get curious like that. And if they're out looking for a meal, there's not a whole lot that's going to stand in their way of getting it. And honestly, I probably would have picked the penguin up and thrown it back in the water if the if the seal had come close by. But again, fortunately, that wasn't the case, and the penguin didn't look any worse for wear. And I certainly, have enough padding on me that it didn't really hurt either.
Okay, that's great, Ari. Thanks, and good luck. Stay safe, and we look forward to hearing more stories from the field.
Absolutely, we're down here for another few weeks, and I guarantee you we'll have some more experiences like that. Thank you.